Business Matters, presented by the Guamanian Magazine.
Guam businessman Benson Aoyung was at a trade show in the States a couple of years ago when he first saw the idea for his new venture, Cube Inc.
And I was walking around and then boom, I saw this thing that just stuck out, in the middle of the road. And it's not just that, it was a big baby, a cute little baby. I think it was like some type of a formula commercial. And but besides that, the 3D of it, I saw people lining up to trying to take pictures with it. So I said to myself, I think it will be great for Guam.
The use of billboards actually goes back more than 150 years on the mainland to the mid-1850s. On Guam, there are still just a handful of locations, most notably the electronic and hanging billboards at the ITC intersection. Aoyung says the large outdoor advertising structures are typically set up in high traffic areas, such as along busy roads. They are designed, he says, to catch people's attention and create an impression very quickly.
It's what we call the OOH, out-of-home advertising. It's been around for many years, and the idea is that most people spend their time out of the house, whether they go to work, they go shopping, they go eat, or whatever they do. And for Guam especially, nobody walks, everybody drives. So, and the road that people use on Guam, it's, of course, is Marine, Court Drive.
Aoyung says his particular billboard uses heavy-duty canvas material for the signs and are large enough to be seen at a fairly good distance.
The footprint's 20 feet by 20 feet and about 25 feet tall. The structure is made out of metal, and we have an engineer that engineered the foundation so that the whole structure is meet the building codes of Guam.
He says the billboards are also fairly common throughout Asia, especially in cities where there is dense pedestrian traffic. But because of the lack of space in many of those cities, billboards are placed on the sides of buildings and sometimes are freestanding, hanging above buildings. Meanwhile, experts have studied the relationship between outdoor advertising and traffic accidents and have found no authoritative evidence linking them. Even the U.S. Department of Transportation has determined there is no correlation.
That's why it took us some time. Went through 2 years of going through the paperwork and regulation to make sure that it's safe for the community, and then it went around with the community input as well, and before we got a permit to construct.
Aoyung says, like many other businesses, one of the keys for Cube Inc. is location, location, location. He says they did their homework when looking for available land parcels and decided this spot in Upper Tumon next to a traffic light was a good candidate.
In this particular location, DPW had made a study a few years back that on an average daily traffic, we have about 77,000 plus vehicles that's passed by this location. So that translates to about 2.4 million vehicles that will pass by and see the billboard at this location. It's a disadvantage for some business who is maybe located, their operation is off the main road, or maybe their business location is on the opposite side of the island. So this allowed them to have a presence in, in an area where it's, people heading to Daily, which is one of the most populated areas on island.
Aoyung declined to discuss pricing, but said his company Cube Inc. can work with clients to meet their needs.
Because we're in the business of sign and graphics industry for about 25 years, so we don't want to just rent a space. We want to include a turnkey solution, hassle-free for our customers. So what we include is we find the right material that will withstand the environment of Guam. We'll install it correctly, make sure there's no wrinkle and stretch well.
He says one of the most common questions he gets asked concerns the weather. What happens if there's a storm?
And then there's one thing that everybody asks is, what about typhoon and stuff like that? So we have a crew that stands ready to take it down whenever impending typhoon comes.
For KUAM's Business Matters, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Business Matters, presented by the Guamanian Magazine.